On the surface, none of what I just showed you should make any sense. Giant toys made of flesh and plastic. So why when you play the game, does it feel coherent? It all ties back to one concept: cause and effect. Movement matters more than anything when it comes to realism. If a character is too stiff when they're not supposed to, or moving like they are weightless, it can really break immersion. A character should move the way its body allows it to. A robot should be stiff and precise. A ghost should move in ways that are physically impossible. This ties back to the cause and effect idea. The cause is the character's body, and the effect is how the body should be moving. Poppy Playtime understands this idea perfectly. Each toy moves differently depending on what they are. Let's take Huggy Wuggy for example. Look at his arms and legs. They wobble and bend because he is a soft toy. This is shown much more clearly as he chases us through the vents. His body folds and compresses to fit in the vents. His torso and head are big, while his legs are long and very thin. This would make upright running look like he was about to fall over. So naturally, he either leans a bit forward or drops to all four. There is a cause and effect here. He is a large, soft toy, so his animations adjust accordingly. But this idea does not just apply to Huggy. Almost every toy is animated really well. Mommy Longlegs can stretch every limb and is like rubber, so every time she makes a major movement, her body recoils a bit. And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, the Doctor. The robots he controls are stiff, lacking the recoil of an organic creature. But you can only say if an animation is realistic if you have a design for the creature. Mascot horror designs are all about taking something innocent and turning it scary. And Poppy does this really well, because they are not just random monsters thrown in here. They are believable toys that have been corrupted. Let's take Catnap as an example. He is a colorful cat toy meant for helping children sleep. But in his bigger body form, he's tall and skinny. And the constant smile on his face becomes more unsettling than friendly in the abandoned playcare. You can even see his ribs and bones through his skin, showing both that he is an organic, living creature, but also starving, thrilled to finally find fresh food. But animation is not all there is to realism. There has to be a motive, a reason. Let's find that, shall we? We are shown quite often that the toys were once people, so why are they acting so weird? It yet again ties back to cause and effect. We can already see what the effect is. Some toys have gone feral, some try to build a new home, and others act completely differently. The cause to this has a few layers. It all starts with the experiments that turned them into toys to begin with. In the factory, there is an on-site orphanage. Here, they would take an orphan from it, and through a process we still don't quite know yet, they would turn them into toys. First of all, the toys are just kids. They have no idea what this is or why it's happening. Second of all, they were not just kids, they were orphans. They gave them hope by putting them in a new home, then breaking it again by stripping them of one of the few things they had left, their bodies. We actually get a description from an orphan undergoing this process. Riley Journal Entry 2, January 14th, 1995. Being chosen. The other kids talk about it a lot. I still don't know what that's about exactly. If it means being adopted, I'm not sure I even want that. What's important to me? Trying to feel what the other kids seem to feel day in and day out. Why? If I was happy like them, I could feel it like that. Maybe I'd appreciate everything more. Maybe I'd want to be chosen too. February 10th, 1995. I've been chosen. Dr. White chose me. For a while, I didn't know what I wanted to be or how I'd feel if I was. But really, I think I'm happy. There were interviews, of course, but I didn't think any of those couples actually liked me. Too anxious, too quiet, doesn't get along with other kids, and good test scores don't always make a good kid, they'd often say. But I guess somebody liked me. I asked if I could take my journal. They said yes, but I wanted to write this out before I leave. I haven't felt like this since before the accident, since my parents. The lists Miss Harper told me about have helped me a lot in recent months. And now, I think I have more for the first list than ever. What's important to me? That I still try to be the girl my parents raised. Live by their values so a part of them is still here. So that their lives mattered. Being good to myself and to whoever takes me in. Staying happy, finding more friends, getting used to a new home. Growing up to help kids that were like me. Start an orphanage, like Elliot Ludwig, and fill it with toys and good people. This wasn't what I thought, what anyone thought. They took me somewhere, not out, but under. Deep beneath everything. They gave me a shot and I went to sleep. That was many days ago. Maybe it was weeks. I remember images, my skin opening up like flower petals. A man who looked like a doctor digging around inside me, taking things out. I remember feeling his touch through my ribs into the back of my spine. I remember hearing a snap. Everything was red. When I woke up, everything hurt, so I screamed. Hours and hours of screaming. I stopped once I knew no one was listening. I'm not me anymore. My body is not my body. My hands are not my hands. I try to brush the hair I still feel at my shoulder and touch nothing. I can't separate my fingers, even though I can almost feel them move. It's like nothing of what I actually feel is. Maybe that's been true for a while now. I'm in a room that isn't so different from the one I had in the orphanage. Everything's nailed down. I've been here a long time. I'm trying to write the list that helped me before, but I've dropped the pen 3 times. I don't know what else to do. Why did I survive if this was all I'd get? What did it all mean if this is where it put me? This can't be all there is. What's important to me? Waking up from this nightmare. Getting out. Getting back to being me. Why? Because I'd started to like life again before, and none of this should be real. But being turned into toys was not the end of it. Playtime Co. had a very specific reason to create the toys. This tape explains it pretty well.
My name is Harley Sawyer. I'm called the Doctor. When I look at this company we've built, I do not feel proud. Declining profits, failed experiments, people are constantly seeing things they shouldn't. How is that anything less than complete failure on our part? It's pathetic. Now we're understaffed, safety protocols are being abandoned, workplace incidents are common. We can't avoid a lawsuit forever. We need to deal with all of these issues at once. I'm here now with a solution. The Bigger Bodies Initiative. Giant toys. We can increase our workforce and simultaneously decrease the number of lawsuits and people on our payroll if the people we have working aren't people. Put me in charge of it, and I will save this company.
The toys were made to avoid the human part of workers. They were made to be mindless and obey. But how could they make the toys obedient? The answer? Conditioning.
It's time to meet the day! We're all so proud of your progress, Huggy. You're going to make the friends so happy! Today, we're gonna play a game called Cleaning Up. The friends all love this game. Drop the blocks into the correct hole. And for those naughty blocks that don't match, see if you can find a place for those.
As you saw, the toys were put in chambers and forced to do certain tasks. If they did it wrong, they were shocked or harmed in some way.
Don't be a silly Sim! Does that look like a square to you?
And if they succeeded, they were congratulated.
Very good, Huggy! You're doing so great!
They were trained like animals. But this puppy training was not the only conditioning. They also watched videos that essentially gaslit them into thinking being a toy was amazing.
Toys don't feel pain. Toys don't need answers. Toys are here to be joy. And if any negative Nancy's tell us we can't be toys,
and that they had always been a toy.
You are a toy. You have always been a toy.
They were forced to do these tasks and watch these videos again and again until they understood. This conditioning stripped them of their identity. They were not being treated like people. They were being treated like a blank slate needing to be taught. Even those who were more aware completely switched personalities, like Mommy Longlegs for example. She was just a normal kid, but after, she's sadistic and playful, and she also refers to herself as Mommy in the third person, just like the conditioning did.
They left Mommy to die alone. Mommy didn't deserve that.
While others like Huggy Wuggy lost both their identity, but also almost all agency. The experiments and conditioning went on. They even built a prison to hold them captive between use. Pressure was building. They were angry. And they took any chance they could to strike back, such as the theater incident, where the toys escaped somehow and killed 66 visitors. They wanted out. All they needed was a leader, someone to plan the rebellion. That is where the Prototype and Poppy come into the picture. The Prototype and Poppy were made before any of the others, by someone else. They didn't need food and were not conditioned like the others, keeping most of their intelligence. The Prototype and Poppy, along with other toys, orchestrated a plan to rebel. And on August 8th, 1995, the hour of joy took place. They killed every single employee. The scientists who made them, the counselors in Playcare, even the innocent factory workers on the top floor. They were all killed. But after the dust had settled, they realized they still couldn't leave. If they tried to escape, people would capture them, study them, try to recreate them. They could not let this happen again. So they remained in the factory, except with no humans to bring food. All they had were the bodies of the employees, or each other. After the humans were gone, there was no leader, no one in charge, a role the Prototype quickly filled. And he was almost worse than the humans. He led the factory with an iron fist, killing anyone that did not follow him. His goals and motivations are still a mystery, so don't take what I say now as fact. But it seems he wants to make every toy in the factory like him and Poppy, so that they don't need food and can live forever together down in the factory. Now they were stuck in the abandoned factory, with limited food and being ruled by a manipulating dictator. Some gathered in Playcare, worshipping the Prototype in hopes he could fix them and this whole situation. Some claimed territory in the upper floors, such as Huggy, who seems to be alone on the top floor, acting as a security guard. Some didn't believe in the Prototype's goals and created a rebellion, instead being led by Poppy.
If we're going to free them and stop the Prototype, we need to plan for both at the same time.
And again, this whole thing circles back to cause and effect. This is a chain of events, like dominoes, not random events strung together. The toys were shaped by the treatment and environment they were put in, and their actions reflect that. That is why it all feels coherent. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the more essay style video, because I plan to continue making videos like this. If you want to see more of this stuff, give a like and subscribe. But for now, see ya!